The husband of Nazanin Zaghari-Ratcliffe has started a hunger strike outside the Foreign Office to demand urgent action after his wife's most recent appeal was rejected. Nazanin has been detained in Iran since 2016 after being accused of plotting to overthrow the government. Let's speak to Richard Ratcliffe. He joins us live on Sky News now. Richard, thank you so much for talking to us. Why did you come to this decision? This is something you've been fighting since 2016. Why now are you going on a hunger strike outside the Foreign Office?
That's right. We've been battling a long time. I've been on Sky News many times. There were two reasons, really. One, as you said, last week Nazanin was given a new conviction, lost her appeal all of a sudden. It's very clear she's going to be put in prison quite soon. We needed to act. I had a conversation with the British Foreign Secretary Liz Truss to ask her what she was going to do, and she still said, well, we're going to talk to the Iranians and there will be consequences if Nazanin goes back. Well, that's too late. So it felt like we needed to do something. But more broadly, I've probably been considering this for a while. I do feel that the government strategy is broken. It's not going anywhere. It does feel like a policy of waiting. We can't wait forever. So there aren't many things we can do. We've been trying behind closed doors to push the government to do sanctions on Iranian officials who are holding Nazanin, to take Iran to court, and a variety of things. The government has been very reluctant to do them. So this is one thing that we can do on our own. So that's why I'm here.
You've been on hunger strike before. How long did that last and what came of that?
That's right. So I was on hunger strike once before, in solidarity with Nazanin. It wasn't my decision autonomously. I did it when she did. And that was about 15 days that last time, in the summer, so a different context. And it probably got the Iranians very cross, but it got Gabriella home. So it had a consequence a couple of months later. We'll see what happens on this one. This one, we've got a couple of demands. One of them is that the Prime Minister acknowledges that Nazanin's a hostage, that he starts punishing the perpetrators, that he keeps his promise to settle the debt, and that actually, we're being used as a bargaining chip in the nuclear deal negotiations, that those negotiations include an explicit promise or commitment to end hostage-taking. We'll see how the government responds, and we'll see in the days to come.
How is Nazanin doing? She isn't in jail, is she? She's out, but she isn't free.
That's right. She's at her parents still. She's had the call to say, you're convicted, but she hasn't yet had the call to say, come to prison. And hopefully that won't come just yet. How's she doing? She's probably gone through a range of emotions. Shock, then anger, and then kind of a sadness that this has come to this and how long and where we are still. And obviously now I'm in a bit of worry as a wife as to what's going on and where things will go. Hunger strike certainly it's an extreme act, and it's always a bit precarious at the beginning. So yeah, it's a stressful thing for us all.
It must have been quite a difficult decision to come to.
Yeah, we did one 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago. I have to say I thought that would be a unique experience, and that when the Prime Minister came into office, he would resolve our case and keep his word. Here we are 2 years on. It's been something that we have been racking our brains as to what else we could do, and probably the trigger was last weekend.
Okay, Richard, thank you so much for talking to us.